Hello, Senior Stoner fans. This is the real Senior Stoner back at you for your dab of the day. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to jump right into the topic of the day because it needs discussing, and I'm sure nobody talks about it. So here goes. Pain and anger. That's right. Pain and being mean. That's right. Think about it. How angry, how mean are you when the pain is at its highest? How awful are you if somebody says, "Oh, excuse me, Senior Stoner," minimum? How awful are you when you're in the throngs of your pain like this and somebody comes over, loves you, and goes, "Oh," and it feels like goose pimples are moving throughout your entire body when that happens. And instead of loving them for it, you get angry at them for touching you, when really that's all you really want. Pain takes over sometimes. Let's be plain and simple about it, and let's face the facts. Pain takes over sometimes, makes us do things we would never do, makes us into people we would never become, makes us think things we would never think. So pain is a horrible accompaniment to life. But when we have it the way we do, anger, frustration, annoyance, short-temperedness is commonplace. Those that know us and love us understand this, see it, and don't take it personally. Those that don't know us, when we exhibit it, it's a very difficult thing. Matter of fact, let's give you a couple of scenarios to what we're talking about here. I met my new concierge doctor on Monday. Very nice guy. His nurse, Flora, comes into the room and proceeds to ask me questions about what medications I'm taking. Now, I thought about this before I went down there, but there were two I couldn't think of their names. And she wanted the names. She was on her computer saying, "Well, is this what it is? Is this what it is? Is this the strength?" And I said, "Let me go on my app for my pharmacy and I will find it for you." Well, I had trouble signing in. And she didn't do it on purpose, but I felt shamed by her. I felt prodded by her. And I started not to get angry, but upset. My pressure spiked to 180 was the top number when they took it. Ended up being 154, which is still not good. My point is, the anger, the frustration, the annoyance that we feel will boil like a pot boiling. If you remember when you were a kid, if you're my age, back in the 50s and 60s, they had coffee with percolators, they called it. There was a little clear bubble, translucent glass bubble on top, where when you saw the coffee hit it, you knew it was ready because it was percolating, they would call it. So when the bubble hit that and you saw the bubbling, you knew it was percolating. Time for your coffee, it's ready. Unfortunately, with pain, with people, it percolates before we can catch it. It's not like you're in the situation, you're in the horrible pain, and you can say to somebody, "Hey, listen, I'm in horrible pain. Stop annoying me." They're going to give you the finger and laugh at you. "You look fine. What are you talking about?" Oh, the other thing that annoyed me in the state I was in, the horrible pain I was in on Monday, was the doctor said to me, "Well, you look a lot better than you did when you were here last time." Now, of course we want to be better, but when we're not feeling better, when we're feeling worse, and a doctor says that to us, it's annoying. A doctor, okay? And so what are you looking for? I think what we're looking for is understanding and empathy. I think that's all anybody's looking for. So our anger, our hostility towards the world when we're in pain, who can expect anything else? If you're in a war and you're wounded, you're not very happy when they're pulling you off the front lines towards the MASH unit. They're trying to save you intrinsically you know they're trying to save you, but you're cursing at them, yelling at them. Every other thing out of your mouth is, F you, this, that, and the other thing, because you're burning up in the wound you have. Well, when you live in chronic intractable pain, the wounds throughout your entire body, just it's invisible. And it's really upsetting, frustrating, and annoying when people don't see that or understand that. And then it's even more frustrating and annoying when you're asked to deliver a performance like a normal person. So what you have to do is you have to sit yourself down and say, number one, you're not a normal person. Number two, this is not your fault. And number three, you got to give yourself some guidelines. If you have guidelines, and I'm a big believer in this, if you have guidelines, I call them swim lanes, you will know. For example, if you set yourself a wide swim lane where you can be anywhere from really nice to bad, and it's still okay, because you haven't crossed into the deep water, which is the horrible, the awful, and the monster. You understand what I'm saying? So in the swim lanes that you're in, there's movement. There's movement from really good to really bad. But you're not screaming at people, cursing at them, and the like. But just keep in mind, you know what I'm talking about. When the burning rod is there, somebody asks you, how are you this morning? And you're ready to take their head off. You're not angry at them. You're angry at the pain. In most cases, you're angry at yourself that your body's failed you. But the people that are around us, our loved ones, our significant others, are the ones that we lash out at. Automatically, it's like a breathing. It's an autonomic response to the pain. The people we care about hear about it and feel it. And I think what we do as people with invisible pain is we try to, you know how a dog digs like this and the sand goes behind them? We try to push as much as we can in the direction of our loved ones so they can feel what we feel. We don't want them to be in pain, but we want them to understand. And this is intrinsic. This is in our brain. This is not something we're thinking. It's something that's happening inside the brain. We want them to feel what we're feeling. Not to be mean at them, but just so they'll understand. And this goes for anybody that we perceive does not understand. I'm really fortunate, boy, because Mrs. Stoner gets it 1,000%, and I don't have to wish pain on her. Some people have to have it in order to understand it. Mrs. Stoner's not like that. But the most important thing we do in our lives is with our significant others. We must remember, not their fault either. I'll say it again. It's not their fault either. And in case anybody didn't hear me, it's not their fault. It's not our significant other's fault. So it's our job, part of our job, besides getting the pain away, is protecting them. So let's take our dab today. And this is the real Senior Stoner telling you that it's okay. It's okay. All right? Because people are human. And these emotions that we have because of the horrible pain, nobody would do any different. Nobody would sit still and take it and not react. So just do the best you can. And remember, the loved ones out there are trying to understand you the best they can. You know, if you're in France and you're Chinese, you only speak Chinese, you can't expect the French people to speak Chinese. That's all I'm saying. So it's not really up to the world to speak the language of pain. It's up to us to kind of get it together and speak the language of the world. Cheers. Excellent. Hope you enjoyed the dab of the day. hope you guys find benefit from today's topic. Please, let's try and be nicer out there. Have a great day, everybody. Cheers.